Okay, so distance and displacement. Distance. Okay, so now we'll start the topics that are remaining. Okay, so this is the first topic and the most fundamental topic of this motion chapter, that is distance and displacement. Because if you talk about the motion word, it means that it will include some journey, right? So it will be having some kind of path, right? So that path is basically your distance. Okay, we'll understand what displacement is, what is the difference between distance and displacement, and at what point they will be equal, right? So you'll understand this thing. Sarah and Anand, please switch on your videos, Bichu. Okay. So now let's understand what distance is. So let's talk about distance. Okay. So basically, distance is the path, the actual path that you have taken from the initial point to the final point or the destination point. Okay, everything that you have covered, if you have taken a step in the backward direction, in the forward direction towards the destination, towards the initial point, everything that you have basically, you can say, covered, that will be included in the distance quantity, irrespective of the direction. It doesn't matter in which direction you are moving. It doesn't matter how much you are moving. It matters only that, yes, if you have moved, yes, so it will be added to the distance quantity. Clear, Sarah, Anam, and Astitva?
Yes, sir. It's clear. Yes, it's clear.
Check. Okay. So let's talk about the properties of distance. So first of all, let's understand with, you can say, let's start with the display. Oh, sorry, definition. Sarah, are you revising, bache? We had a discussion.
Yes, sir.
चलो ठीक है, अच्छी बात है. Defined as the. Okay. So it doesn't matter in which direction you are moving. Everything that you have covered will be, you can say, included in the distance quantity. Everything clear? Statva, Sarah, Anam, okay? Sure, that's great.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So such kind of quantities that includes only magnitude are called scalar quantities. So scalar quantities are those quantities which involves only magnitude. Doesn't matter the direction, only matters is the size or the magnitude of the quantity. Right, everyone? Like we have discussed that you can say force quantity. Force is a vector quantity because it depends on the direction. Right? Clear? So in this case, distance is a scalar quantity. Okay? Which includes only the size. Okay, magnitude only matters. Because like scalar and vectors are not explicitly given in your school, like you can syllabus if CBSE, but yeah, scalar, and you just have to understand what basically a scalar is and what vector is. Okay, so distance is a scalar quantity. Next thing is that, so it means that if it's a scalar quantity, so whenever an object moves or it basically is in motion, it means that distance of that moving object will always be positive. It means that it cannot be negative or zero if the object is moving. Clear? If I'm saying continuously that it will, everything will be included irrespective of the direction, it means that if the object is moving, that distance is not going to be zero or negative at any cost. Okay. So these are the minor points that basically make some confusion while studying. Okay, so distance of a moving. Astitva, what's your native state there? It's UP or somewhere else?
Sir, it's UP only.
UP में लखनऊ में I think so.
Yes, sir, Lucknow. Lucknow.
अच्छा लखनऊ. ठीक है, ठीक है. So is this clear? So
Yes.
distance of a
Yes, sir, it's
moving
clear.
object can't be zero or negative. It will always be positive. Okay. And if you talk about the distance, like how do we measure distance in a vehicle or something like that? So basically in vehicle, there's a meter installed that basically continuously basically you can say measure the distance or the how much you have traveled in the journey. That is called odometer. Okay. Odometer is the instrument which measure the distance in the vehicles. Okay.
Sir, should we like write with you like while you're explaining, or like will you give time for writing?
No, you have to write along with me, dear, because we have only 1 hour to complete the class. So if I give you
Yes, sir.
specific time, so that will be like we will not be able to cover that much syllabus. So you have to write
Yes,
along
sir.
with me. Okay?
Sir, also one more thing I wanted to ask. In my
Uh-huh.
schedule, it was showing two physics classes, like right after like 1 hour, like 1 hour gap. Like now this one
Uh-huh.
is, so like, is it like one, or like I have to attend both?
Basically,
Like,
you have to attend both because right now, you have to cover the topics that you have missed. Okay. So once your topic will be completed, you will be added in the batch. Okay?
yes, sir. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So that's why I have to take extra classes of yours. Okay, Sthit?
Okay, sir.
So the
Understood.
remaining topics, once they will be completed, you will be added in the batch and you will be studying with the batch. Okay.
Okay, sir. I understood.
Sure. Okay. So odometer. Wait. Okay. E part. So let's talk about the unit. So basically the distance is basically nothing but a length. So length, the SI unit of the distance is meter. Okay. SI unit is the international standard, international system of units, which is accepted worldwide. Okay. Or which is followed worldwide. SI unit. What is the full form of SI? Anyone? International systems. Okay, international systems of units. So SI unit of distance is meter. Okay, अस्तित्व सारा अनंत.
Yes. Yes, sir.
चलो, चलो. So now let's talk about the displacement, and after that we'll be comparing what is distance, what is displacement in certain cases. Okay, so now let's understand the now we have completed distance. Now let's understand displacement. Okay, displacement. So basically what displacement is, so basically so if we talk about, suppose that so this is basically a path between these 2 points. Right. So this is an illustration. Okay. So right now this is suppose that Anam and Sara are very best friends. So Anam and Sara are going to have a kind of get together. So okay. So these two things. Okay. So because a stage cannot be, because this is a girls party. So okay. So Anam and Sara are there. So suppose that the party is at the Sara's home. Okay. So Anam has two options to go. First is, this is a shortcut path. Another one is the by road path. Okay. So two options are there. So the shortest path, the shortest straight line path that is connecting between the Anam and Sara home will be called as displacement. So displacement, if we talk about the simple words in the real world scenario, displacement is the shortest straight line path between the initial point and the final point. This is initial point, Anam home, Sara point is final, right? Final point. And if we talk about another point is that by road. So this is the actual path that Anam will be traveling to reach Sara home. Yes or no, Anam sthit for Sara, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this actual path is will be called as distance, because I've told you that distance is the actual path, right? Displacement, it's a kind of shortcut to the initial, like a shortcut between the initial and final. And obviously we Indians like shortcuts. Right? हर चीज में shortcut पसंद है हम लोगों को. ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
So yeah. So this is how you can say distinguish between distance and displacement. Okay. So now let's understand the displacement in terms of definition. Let me raise this thing because that's not an illustration properly. Okay. So I've told, so displacement in simple words will be the shortest straight line between initial point and final point. Okay.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Sure, that's great. Shall we talk about the Achha, one more thing. If I'm writing between like this, so you don't have to write in the exam like this. You have to write properly, right? Because this is a note. These are the notes. So in this, you can use short forms and abbreviation, these kind of thing. But in the exam, you have to write properly. Okay? Because these will be the points in which like your marks can be deducted. Okay? Anam, Sara, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
चलो जी,
Yes, sir.
इनिशियल फंडिंग, पोजीशन along with direction, along with direction. Next point is displacement is a vector quantity. It depends on the direction. If we change the direction, displacement will change. Okay, so it possesses both magnitude as well as direction. Clear, Sara, Astitva, and Anam?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Chalo, that's okay. Next thing, B point. So displacement is a vector quantity. And after that, okay, as I've told you that displacement can be like basically it's a vector quantity, negative and positive both will be there. So it means that displacement of a moving object can be zero, can be positive, can be negative. So all the three possibilities will be there if we talk about the displacement, right? It can be zero, positive, and negative. Clear, Sarah, Statva, and Anam?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Chalo, cheek. Chalo, that's great. Or zero. Okay. Now D part. So displacement is nothing but it's some length. So SI unit of displacement will be same as distance. That is meter. Clear, everyone?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Sure. Okay. So these are the properties of distance and displacement. Okay. So from this we can conclude one thing, that displacement is always less than or equal to distance. Displacement is always less than or equal to distance. So displacement can never be greater than distance. Please keep this thing in mind. Distance will always be greater or will always be greater. Like in terms of if it means that displacement is always going to be less than or equal to distance. The max is that it will be distance. It will be equal to distance. Suppose that if we talk about, suppose they go again, let's just go discuss. Suppose
Sir, one more thing. I couldn't
uh,
write the SI unit of distance. So can you just tell what's the SI unit of
uh,
distance?
distance meter. This just
Oh,
replace
meter only.
displacement by distance. It will be meter. Yeah, it meter only.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Well, थोड़ा सा इसको पजल टाइप बनाना पड़ेगा so that you can understand it properly. So suppose देखो ये अनम है और ये सार है. ठीक है. अब देखो यहाँ पॉसिबिलिटी, टू पॉसिबिलिटीज आर देयर. Suppose that this is the path between. Okay. So two paths are present. It means that the shortest one will be displacement and the longest one will be distance. Simple. Yes or no? Agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Agree.
Check it. Check it. Suppose so this will be called as displacement and this path will be called as distance because you have to cover the actual path. Okay. Suppose that there is no path between the Anam and Sarah house straight, like there is no straight line path. So Anam, like if Anam wants to go to Sarah home or Sarah wants to go to this place, so both you have to travel this path, right? Both of you have to travel this path. So tell me what will be the displacement and distance in this case if this is the only path. So this is point A. If I want to go from point A to point B, what will be the displacement and distance? Anam, Sara, Seth, please tell me.
Sir, the displacement will be 0.
The displacement zero. Distance, ठीक है, distance आपके displacement will be 0 and distance would be something. चलो ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. क्योंकि हमने कोई ऐसी randomly just example ली तो distance की कोई specific value नहीं है. So I'm just asking displacement और distance same होगा, displacement की value 0 होगी या distance will be greater than displacement. I'm asking this thing. So Sara said 0 is displacement, so it means that ठीक है. Anam, अस्तित्व. What's your answer? बच्चों जल्दी से बताओ.
The displacement can be 0.
Displacement can be 0, ठीक है.
So distance will be distance can be anything, and there will be also displacement both.
So Astit was saying distance and displacement would be same in this case.
Not same, like they'll be
Ach-
different.
अच्छा, they will be different, yeah. ठीक है चलो. Anam said displacement could be 0. You said Anam this thing ना?
Yes, sir.
चलो ठीक. So let me okay देखो. First case is that इस चीज को हम लोग define करते हैं. देखो, I've told you that displacement can be less than or equal to distance, right? If I have suppose the path that is there is a straight path between initial and final point. So I can see this thing that displacement is less than distance. Yes or no? But if I remove this path, it means that the only path that is present is this. It means that whatever this path will be, that will also be equal to displacement. Because this is our final point, the initial point, this is our final point. There is no path except this path. It means that displacement will be equal to distance. That is the second condition. बोलो अब clear हुआ आपको? In this case, displace, because if you have two paths, so you can choose like according to the you can say length of those paths. Like the one which is shorter will be called as displacement and one which is longer will be called as distance. But if you have only single path, what you will do? So whatever that path is, that will behave as a displacement as well as the distance. Clear? Okay.
Yes,
Any
sir.
doubt
Clear.
now?
No, sir.
Okay. So
Understood.
this is how you will, and this is how this you can say condition is satisfied. Okay. So whenever multiple paths are present, so you can easily identify which one is distance, which one is displacement. But when the single path is present, so that will act as a displacement as well as the distance. ठीक है? सारा अनम अस्तित्व.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Sure. So that's. Let me raise this thing and let's understand how it is possible that displacement could be 0 as well as positive and negative. Okay. So and after this topic would be done. So after that we'll start a new topic, that is speed and velocity. So ठीक है. So first case हम लेते हैं positive displacement. Okay, just a moment, बच्चों. Let me have a sip of water. positive displacement. Okay. So positive displacement, let's take this point as, suppose this is point A to B, and this is point B to C. This is point A, this is point B, this is point C. Suppose that this path is 20 meter. This path is 10 meter. B to C, this is B. I'm writing here as B as well. So this is 10 meter. Yeah. So two possibilities. So I have to suppose that I have gone from point A to B. Then on the back journey, I have basically stopped at point C. Okay. So first of all, tell me what is distance in this case, and what is distance in this case? Displacement, I will tell you what is distance first.
Sir, distance is 30 meters.
So, okay, Anam said 30. Sarah? Astitva?
Sir, 30 meters.
30.
Sir, 30. 30.
30. Yeah, obviously 30 because distance will get add up. I've told you that distance will get add up irrespective of the direction. Doesn't matter in which direction you are moving, it will get add up only. Okay? So 20 meter plus 10 meter. This is coming out to be 30 meter. Now let's talk about the displacement. Displacement. Achha, displacement is a vector quantity, so it depends on the direction. So I'm assuming this direction from A to B, the rightward direction, as positive. And this direction, which is leftward, so it will automatically be negative. So, dekho, doesn't matter which direction you are choosing as positive and negative. The only thing is that if you are choosing the right direction as positive, so automatically the left direction will become negative. And if you are taking left as positive, and automatically the right direction will become positive. It depends upon you. So in generally, देखो आसान ये होता है, right को positive ले लो, left को negative, because इसमें confuse, like as a human tendency हम लोगों को ये अच्छे से याद रहता है, ठीक है? So the thing is that. Okay, so this is positive and negative. So as I'm going from 20 meter in the rightwards direction, so this will be a positive display distance, you can say journey, and I'm going B to C in the opposite direction. So it means that if I add that negative, so this is coming out to be 10 meter as the displacement. It means that the A to C के पॉइंट के बीच में A to C का अगर शॉर्टेस्ट पाथ लिया जाए, यहाँ से अगर इसको कंपेयर किया जाए, तो ये 10 मीटर ही तो है, बोलो अनम सारा अस्तित्व
Yes, sir.
and ठीक है.
Yes, sir.
So clear, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Is
Understood.
this understood? So the shortest straight path between the initial and final point, because my final point is C and my initial point is A. So the if it's total 20 and 10 is the 10 is the, you can say 10 meter is the you can say distance between B point. So it means that the remaining would be 10, right? So A to C is 10 meters. So that's how this is a positive displacement, everyone. Does anybody have any doubt so far? Please tell me. ठीक है, Sara and Anam.
Sir,
Okay, अस्तित्व. Okay. Negative displacement. Okay, now let's talk about the negative displacement. How do we say this thing? So negative displacement, suppose this is A to B, and this is So A, B, and this is point B, and this is point C. So this is 20 meter, and I'm going in the left right. So I'm assuming rightwards direction is positive. And this is 30 meter, but this is a leftwards direction. So this is as negative. Okay. So tell me the total distance going from A to B, then B to C. बोलो बच्चों, what is distance here?
So
What is
distance will
displacement?
be, so distance will be 50.
6 के अस्तित्व, 50 distance by अस्तित्व. What about rest of you, Anam and Sarah?
Yes, sir. Distance is coming out to be 50.
Coming out 50. Sarah? Okay, now.
Yes, sir. The distance is 50.
Distance is 50, obviously. ठीक है? So distance will get added up. Doesn't matter in which direction you are moving. So displacement, distance. Okay. Now let's talk about the displacement. So as I've told you that displace in this, I've taken as right direction as positive. So that is coming out to be 20 plus. And this B to C in the opposite direction, that is coming out to be negative 30. Okay. So it is equals to 20 minus 30, that is 10, negative of 10 meter. So now, as you can see this thing, the displacement can be negative as well. Clear, bacho? Dekho, my initial point is this, my final point is this. It means that I have taken this as the direction of motion. It means that if I'm going from A to C, so it's against the direction of motion, right? So the negative sign is only showing that the direction of motion. If I'm saying the right as positive, so that is the direction of motion. It means that left will be automatically become negative. Please let me know if this is clear to you, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Sir, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. Now let's talk about the next thing. That is the last one, that is zero displacement. Zero displacement. Okay. Now suppose that, Bacho, again, this is point A, this is point B. So this is 20 meter. And I'm taking as this direction positive. This is point B. Again, this is point C. So this is again 20 meter, but this is negative direction. Okay. Now please tell me the distance in this case and distance first. Displacement I will tell you.
So distance is 40 meters.
Distance is 40. Because distance will get added. Doesn't matter the direction. Okay. And displacement. Displacement. So as you can see, everyone, that displacement. So if I'm going in the rightward direction of 20 meter magnitude, and again coming back to 20 meter in the opposite direction. But okay, so magnitude. So this is 20 meter minus 20 meter. So this is coming out to be 0. So that's how the displacement is going to be 0 So it means that whenever the object comes back to the same position from which it has started, the displacement will become zero. It means that initial and final positions points are same. So that going to mean that your displacement would be zero. Clear, Anam, Sara, and Astatva?
Yes, sir.
Sure, that's good. Okay. So that's how you will find out these things as distance and displacement. Achha, I'm going to give you one question and let me know the answer, and then we'll start the topic. New topic, that is speed and velocity. Okay, please do let me know the answer which is this question. What is the displacement of the half circle and what is the displacement of the full circle?
So 2R.
She can answer to her. Sara and Astatva.
It's a 2R, I guess.
Okay, check Astatva. Sara, answer. Okay. Sara is answering secretly. 2R. चलो ठीक है. ठीक है सारे. All of you are right. So 2R is the answer. Okay. So let me tell you how. फिर उसके बाद हम लोग देखो इसमें एक छोटा सा कॉन्सेप्ट मैं बता देता हूँ आपको, फिर उसके बाद हम लोग नेक्स्ट टॉपिक स्टार्ट करते हैं. So this is so suppose this is point A and the radius of this circle is R, that is already given in the question. Okay. So if we talk about the display distance first for the full round. Distance, displacement. Achha, please tell me what is the distance if we take a full round of the circle? Yes, everyone. If I make a full round of the circle, what will be the distance if the radius is R?
2 pi R.
Chicken, I'm set 2 pi R. Sara and Astatva.
So 2
Take a set for 2 pi R by Astatva. Sara, what's to say?
Sir, 2 pi R.
2 pi R. So obviously, yes, 2 pi R because I'm covering the circumference of the circle. It means that the radius is R, so that's going to be 2 pi R. What is the displacement in this case? Tell me, what is the displacement in this case?
0.
0. Why?
Because it came back to the same position.
Obviously, yes, yes, very good. Anam, you are saying something?
No, sir, I was just about to say the same thing.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Yeah. So it means that whenever the object came back to the same position, so the displacement is going to be 0 because initial and final positions are same. So that's what the displacement is. So there is no gap between the initial and final point. So that's what it is, 0. Okay. Now it's half circle, half round. Half round. So two possibilities are there. So what will be the distance if I cover half of the circle? Please tell me what will be the distance covered in half circle. Adam Sara's Tattva.
Pi r.
Pi r by Anam or Sara?
Sir,
Who
by
said
Anam.
pi? Acha by Anam. Sara and Astatva.
Sir, I think Pyre only. Same.
Pi
I
r.
go with
Check
Pyre.
it. Sara? No answer. Sure, check it. Here go. So as you can see this thing, if I talk about the half circle, it means that, so this is point B. So it means that I'm covering only the half circumference of the circle. So that distance is going to be 2 pi r by 2. It is mean pi r. Okay? Pi r. Okay? And if you talk about the displacement, so if I write down the value of pi, that is 3.14. Okay? And you can see this thing. Another possibility is that to reach point B, that is this diametrically opposite distance, that is 2r. So 2r. So as you can see this thing, that 2r is smaller than the actual 3.14r. So it means that smaller path will be displacement. Clear?
Yes.
Okay? So that's
Yes,
how you
sir.
will identify. Okay? So this one is distance and this one is displacement. Please let me know, everyone, is this is clear to you or not? Zero displacement,
Yes, sir.
positive displacement, negative displacement, all the things that is there. This condition,
Yes, sir.
sure, that's great. Okay? Sure, that's good. So I'll be giving you 5 minutes. This class will be ended before at 8:25 according to Indian time. It means that I will leave you before 5 minutes before the ending of the class. So you have to go and do the assessment of the distance and displacement topic. Take everyone. So distance completed.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
So this is all about distance and displacement. Now let's talk about the speed and velocity. तो थोड़ा सा इस चीज को जल्दी जल्दी कर लेते हैं बस अभी आपको एवरेज वेलोसिटी और स्पीड भी रेडी है ठीक है सो what let's talk about speed and velocity. So speed and velocity is basically so speed and velocity are you can say the thing that is very much similar to distance and displacement pair. Okay, so it involves the time as well. So basically, speed is the quantity that tells you how fast or slow your object is moving. Right, Astith for Sara and Anam, how fast or slow your object is moving. Right, so it
Yes,
tells
sir.
you how much distance you're covering in per unit time. Okay, so first let's talk about the speed. Astith, I think so. You have the notes of this previous class. Okay, no need to write.
Yes, sir. I have.
No, no need to write. Just be there in the class. No need to write. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
So a part that is speed. So speed can be defined per unit time. Okay. So as you know this thing, bacho, that distance is involved in the speed quantity. So it means that speed is going to be a scalar quantity. Okay. So let me write down the formula of speed first. Okay. We talk about the speed. So speed is a scalar quantity. Okay, Anam and Sarah.
Yes, sir.
C part is speed cannot be 0 or negative. Okay. D part is speed is measured by an instrument called speedometer that is installed in the vehicles. Okay. Speedometer. Okay. And if we talk about the SI unit, so SI unit would be meter per second, because SI unit of distance is meter and SI unit of time is seconds. Okay. So that's how you get meter per second. Please let me know, everyone, is this is clear to you or not?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Understood.
Does anybody have any doubt so far?
No, sir.
Sure. Okay. So this is the SI. This is all about the speed quantity. Okay. Now what I will do. Okay, and right now, everyone. So what you can do is that without leaving the class, go and check out the assessment of distance and displacement, and we'll start the class after 10 minutes. Okay, like I'll start right from here, that is velocity part, and then we'll start the new topic that is running in the class right now. Okay, because 3 students will also join, that is doing average velocity. So I will take half an hour class before your batch class, Sara and Anam. Okay, because Astitva, like if you have any doubts, you can also join that class in the, I think so, Monday or Tuesday. Okay, so I will be taking those
Yes, sir.
portion, okay, in that class. Anam and Sara, clear, Vijay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so
Yes,
please
sir.
go and check out the assessment of distance and displacement. Okay. Please don't leave the class. Just switch off your video. Go and check out the assessment. Just mute yourself.